slay the shot. We know say Wilder, you don't want the drama. When Tyson rise up the llama, say to pray at night with your father. He got thing for him out from your corner. You, me don't see your Ghana. Rematch done, you don't see your Ghana. Bad man, you run your mouth karma. When the then contract expire.
Hey guys, I've just watched something really interesting, yeah? Tyson Fury on ESPN's, being interviewed by ESPN's Brett Okamoto. Great interview, I'll leave the link below. He looks really fresh. He's actively having a massage as he's interviewed. He's donning a beard, but he doesn't look like out of shape, like, you know, like gone past it. So I think the stuff that we're seeing on social media is old, because the McDonald's thing, he literally doesn't have a beard in that, and this, he has a full beard. And he said he's given up fizzy drinks and fast food for Lent, 40 days and 40 nights. So unless that was that last bit of news when he was in McDonald's was just before Lent, I should know Lent because I grew up doing Lent, but I don't do Lent. Yeah. So to say that he's thinking of moving house because, you know, people turn up outside his gate buzzing his buzzer at 2 a.m. in the morning, and he went on to say, like, you know, I don't blame him. If I knew where Muhammad Ali lived, I would, when I was pissed up and drunk, I would go and probably ring his bell. So I don't know if you're making him, I don't know if slyly he's making comparisons to himself with Muhammad Ali. If you are, it's not that. But like I said, he looks really fresh. He then went on to speak about basically saying that he doesn't know what's going on with the fight. They've been trying a year and they're no further on at all. And Brett was puzzled, as I was, because obviously we're hearing reports from the horse's mouth, Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum, that everything is proceeding nicely. Saying there's venue issues due to the lockdown, which isn't true, because we are now, as Brett stated, we're coming out of that kind of lockdown, and there's countries that can entertain a fight of that magnitude. Maybe there's going to be certain restrictions, like you're not going to be able to have 100,000 people in there, but you may be able to have 50,000 people. He was very dismissive of it, and saying basically he there's no progress on it, nothing. And Top Rank owe him 2 fights a year. So if it's not the Joshua fight, he needs to fight. He wants to fight in April, May, anyone, and then again in December. And if it's Joshua, he'll fight him in June and then in December. I think Tyson Fury's pulling our leg, because there's no way that AJ would be going out, present himself to press, as we know, just to chat. He goes on to say that he doesn't really think that Joshua actually wants to fight. Now, that is where I'm going to be like, no, because Joshua just wouldn't come out and say that he's so excited to be fighting Tyson Fury in June. He only said that, I only reported that to you guys yesterday. Anthony Joshua is in training, so is Tyson Fury. He said he's in training, getting the crunch style down, basically, to a T. So he's saying that venue or site fees seems to be a problem. Everything seems to be a problem, but not the fighters. But then contradicts himself and said he doesn't think that Anthony Joshua wants to actually fight him. So he said he'll do 2 fights a year because that's what Top Rank owe him. Then he moves on to Deontay Wilder. So he was asked about Deontay Wilder, about what's happening, and he basically said, I don't see him as a man. Yeah, I'm so disappointed. He's not sportsmanship. He said regarding Deontay Wilder that 7 dates were given, and he went quiet and didn't want to do any of the dates. He said the last date that was given towards the end of the year, I'm assuming that's the November one or something like that. October, November, December. He just basically went quiet, and he basically just said he's just going to move on. He said he thinks that Deontay Wilder is suffering from some kind of like issue, like it's very unsportsman to come up with all these reasons and excuses. And he said he's not fighting him. He said, that's done, that's dusted, the contract expired, and Deontay Wilder basically needs to have a brain trip, mate. And he said he can slightly relate, even though he hasn't lost. He basically says he thinks Deontay Wilder's lost his marbles and that he's suffering physically, mentally, and emotionally. Yeah, basically he says he's not going to fight him again. So guys, mate, just you guys give that up. This is all very strange. I'm here to talk about facts or truths or whatever I'm presented with. I present to you guys. Some things add up, some things don't add up. Could be because he's in arbitration, but if he's in arbitration, why is he still allowed to fight still twice in this year? So it can't be the arbitration holding him back. He just said he's just not fighting Deontay Wilder. But this whole AJ scenario, let me just see what's what. Hold tight. But then this is full of contradictions. He then says that he feels sorry for Wilder and he's disappointed in him as a man. He just feels sorry for him. And he hopes he comes back to fight, but he doubt it. And even if he comes back to fight, he's finished. He's surrounded by yes men in his camp and they're all afraid to lose their position, which has already come out and confirmed that's true via Mark Breland. But then he goes on to say that basically he'd love to give him another good hiding, but I doubt that's going to come into fruition because he doubts that Wilder will ever come back. But if you just said that you're not going to be fighting Deontay Wilder, why are you now saying this now? So why, like, it's all contradictory. Like, it's very strange. We're never going to get, there's a truth. A will tell the truth, B will tell the truth, but the truth is between, the real truth is between A and B. Right down the middle. With Tyson Fury, we may never get the 100% truth. He seems like he said he can't wait to display his new style, Kronk Gym Sugar Hill style. So that's going to be interesting to watch because in my opinion he hasn't evolved. But he said he thought he knew everything at 32, but he said an old dog can learn new tricks. So he said he's stated that he feels that he's improved by 15%. I don't know how he's measured that. Any improvement is good improvement. So I'm excited to see his new style. But I just don't get everything, what's all going on. The more I talk, the more I'm like, I don't know anything more than what I did yesterday. But the interview is entertaining. Tyson Fury is a great guy to watch. And I'm going to leave the link down below. And you guys watch it. Yeah. Hey girl, this LadyChann. Come box with Shan. Gone.
Well, I'm pep talk, we shall. Well, I'm pep talk, we shall. Well, I'm pep talk, we shall. Well, I'm out. Gone. Hey girl, this LadyChann. Red nonetheless, straight from the sun cycle.